Hey guys, Stitching May here to do my quick update video. I have a pretty good amount to show you over about 5 projects. I don't have any, kind of some haul, not really haul. One finish, no new starts, and then some progress on a few of my whips. My dog is running loose, so he may make an appearance. I'm not 100% sure. This week has been an easygoing week. Let's see. I was off Monday. We didn't do a lot of anything on Monday. Tuesday, we went and helped my in-laws open the pool. So I worked my tail end off. My husband worked harder than I did doing that. And then I've had a relaxing week. I stitched twice with Connie, Miss Connie. Got to babysit her wonderful baby girl, Girly, for the night. That was fun. And just did a lot of stitching. So anyway, you're not here for the life updates. You're here for the cross stitch. So I will jump right in. So right after my last video, I jumped in to join the virtual stitchers for the 24 hour of cross stitch. I didn't get to do the full 24 hours. My sister was here, so I got to stay up later than I normally do because I didn't have to get up with my son the next morning. So I did stay up pretty much all night stitching until I couldn't hold my eyes open. I stitched the rest of my homework on Spangled, which I will show you now. This is what it will look like when it is finished. So I finished up the 1,000 stitches that was needed in order to complete the 1,000 stitch homework, which I think I only needed like a couple hundred more stitches, maybe 200 stitches. And I finished that, and I worked some more on Starry Night for my daily rotation. This is where I was in my last Flosstube video. I think I have a picture of it. If not, I'm sorry. I'll take a screenshot if I have to. So I stitched 220 stitches on it to complete the homework. And then I also stitched the next day a little bit because I got up the next morning and stitched some. I say morning, it was actually afternoon. It's about 3 in the afternoon. And stitch a little bit more on it. I think I got 120 stitches in that evening. So since my last Flosstube video, I have stitched 328 stitches on Spangled. And this is where I currently am. Guys, I still absolutely love this piece. Again, this is Spangled by Long Dog Samplers. I have fallen in love with a few more of these designs. I'll probably see more LDS in my future. This is a needle minder. I actually purchased this button on Etsy. And then Kelly, Crafty Kelly, she doesn't make videos anymore. One of my friends here nearby me turned it into a needle minder. I got one for myself and for Organic Granny. That is from Stranger Things. Mornings are for coffee and contemplation. So there is my progress on Spangles. Saturday night when I worked a different unit than I normally get to work on. It's one that's normally very well staffed, and they had some people out, so I actually got to work with them. I actually got a lunch break, and I actually had a little bit of time in between patients to stitch. And I say in between patients, in between patient needs, I think I should say. And I actually finished my Bent Creek Little Christmas. This will be an ornament eventually. I think I'm going to try to make it into a flat fold ornament. A new endeavor for me. And this has been passed. So this was passed to Connie, which was passed to me. And then this will then be passed to Dina, half stitch, cross stitch. And then she has promised to do a pass the stash as well. So this little pattern will be making its rounds on Flosstube. And I plan to throw in, it was passed to me with some floss. I used some of them, I've used all of the flosses that were passed, but some of them I need to replace a bit of the floss, and I'll pass along with floss as well. But there that is. And I stitched about 470 5 stitches total on that. Not all in one night. I came home the next morning, finished it up. When I got home that morning, I couldn't sleep. So I sat at my the bar in my kitchen and listened to Harry Potter and stitched some more. And I ended up with a total of 475 stitches between my lunch and between patients and then that morning when I got home. So there that is. And then I'm going to show you now Starry Night. But this has been a daily project for me. Again, I was challenged by Vicky from Magical Stitches. Also, I know her from Magical Stitches too, but I talk with her a lot on Virtual Stitchers. She had taken her Tiger Lily. I just dropped the project. Of course, you know, I should have this a lot more organized than I do. She had worked on her Tiger Lily. She had gone and she would take one strand every day and put it in Tiger Lily, kind of to focus on a finish. And she did this back in May and had an amazing amount of progress. She challenged me to do the same with my Starry Night. And you guys know what Starry Night will look like. This is what it looked like before. And I've been doing that, except I've kind of modified it. And with the daily cross stitch journal group, each task for each week has a daily 30. So you work on a project for 30 minutes. And if you do that for 5 days in a week, you get, credit for that task. So instead of just doing one strand, I've been trying to work at least 30 minutes on this project. I will say that's not worked out every single day. There are some days that I didn't stitch at all. What I did though is, so if like Monday I didn't stitch for my 30 minutes, I didn't put it in the group, so I didn't get credit for it. But on Tuesday, I would stitch an hour to make up for that 30 minutes. So all week long, I've stitched at least 30 minutes for every day. Does that make sense? I'm being kind of flexible with it. So essentially, as long as I get 30 times 7, so that's what? 3 hours? 1, 2, 3. 3.5 hours a week in on Starry Night. Then I've met my personal daily goal. I try to do 30 minutes to where I can post it on the group, and get credit for it. Anyway, I ended up with Flosstube Itchy Nose. I ended up with 444 stitches on this week, not counting Friday. So tonight, when I pull this out for Saturday, I will end up putting an hour in on it instead of just 30 minutes because I've not stitched on this for Friday yet. But there is my progress so far, guys. I'm loving doing this way because about the time that I'm like, okay, I'm done, I'm ready to put it away, it's time to put it away. And so I was working here in this middle, some of this more confetti filled area. And about the time that I would be getting frustrated with the confetti, it was time to put it away and move on to something else. I do keep this in a bag. I keep this on the frame in this little bag that was a gift from my dad and my stepmother. They found this at an estate sale, I think. And I just keep this next to my chair. I keep my flosses in here, a pair of scissors in there, and a needle in there, obviously. And I just carry that room to room with me and stitch on it as I need to. But there that is. So that's 444 for this week, which is a total of 880 stitches on Starry Night since June the 1st. And today's just what, June the 15th? So that's really good progress for me on Starry Night, because Starry Night has always been a struggle for me. It became a whip I love to hate. And then, so for the Magical Stitches weekly homework, we were working on task 2, which is that something that we loved and we would miss, or that we cherished, our most cherished whip was taken and put in the Great Lake, and we had to rescue it by stitching 1,000 stitches. So I chose to work on my Prairie Moon Crypt Club, which I also ended up using this for a challenge in Cheryl's group because we needed to stitch on something that had to do with a tombstone, and something tells me that if you're not in a crypt, which is a tomb, you can't be part of this club. But I chose to stitch on this one because this is a prized possession, because the original chart is technically not mine. I got this on a giveaway table at a retreat, but I also knew that it was a friend's unicorn chart. She will remain unnamed, and she knows who she is. It will go to her. The original will go to her when I'm finished. I just wanted to stitch it too first, so I kind of said, hey, I have this for you. It will be yours, but I want to stitch it first. So if this went missing, I would be very worried, because it's technically not mine. There's already a list of people, even after her, that want to stitch it. So this is where I was before. And I got some good progress, guys. Got 1,009 stitches in. I'm really proud of myself. Here is where I am now. This is stitched on 32 count Meyer by Picture This Plus. It is Meyer, right? Which I have a few of these other Crypt charts. Yes, Meyer. And I will stitch them on this too, because I'm absolutely loving this fabric for a Halloween pattern. You should check it out, Gary. It's perfect for Halloween. I love the greens and grays. The modeling is perfect. I cannot get my hands on this the way I want to. There we go. Now, I know that I can count fractional stitches when I stitch, because they count as half a stitch, so 2 fractional stitches make 1 stitch. However, I don't count my fractionals, because I am sure there are times that I accidentally count a stitch twice, you know, that kind of thing. So I figure I kind of owe it to the system. So I don't count my fractional stitches. So I mainly worked on her dress here, and then got down to the bottom. And I'm going to put this away now and work on something else, because it was getting a little frustrating today. That was a whole lot of black that I worked on. So with that stitched on, so with the 320 stitches on Spangled, the 444 on Starry Night, and the 475 on Little Christmas, and the 1009 on Crypt Club, guys, that put me to 2,256 stitches this week, which is unheard of for me. I think that's a personal, like, best. It's amazing to me. Like, I can remember thinking that people stitching 200 and 300 stitches a week were amazing. That is some crazy progress for me. Honest to goodness, most of that was done today. I had about 250 stitches on the Crypt Club today, and then I finished out the 1,000. I watched, Connie came in, hung out. We watched Flosstube. We watched a movie with my son. We started watching a movie after my son, you know, afterwards. Just relaxed and had a fun day stitching. Something else that I worked on that I did not count stitches on is my Tiny Treasures. Every Wednesday night we are doing a Black Work Wednesday in virtual stitches. We get together and we work on this black work piece, Tiny Treasures by Elizabeth Almond. I'm not counting this in my stitches. I just kind of do one strand at a time. Is that going to focus? I'm doing the square one. We've got colors chosen. It's all still up in the air. I'm working on the border now. Heather Lincoln's my homeboy, showed hers in her last video. I too only worked on my border, and I am doing eyelet stitches in the middle instead of the Submariner cross. Myself, Link is my homeboy. Vicky, Reading and Stitches, also known from Magical Stitches. EJ from Sunshine Stitchers, and then Jen of, she doesn't have a Flosstube, she watches Flosstube. We are all working on this together. But that is it for my stitching. My little bit of haul includes a pair of scissors that I can't show you because I'm also gifting a pair for somebody, so I don't want to show them because they'll know when they see them. And then I purchased, because now I'm getting all these little bags. Connie and I purchased some of these bags off Amazon. I decided to purchase some of these project tags. I know Emily has shown the ones that she uses in her video. Mine are a little bit different. mine are all plastic instead of the paper and aluminum. And I know we're supposed to be getting rid of our plastic, you know, footprint. But what I like about these is these are actually reusable. They have paper labels. And I'm also going to try to write on it with Sharpie and then wipe it off with alcohol because I know that works a lot. So I'm hoping that by doing this I have less waste. But they're just these little tags. I got like 50 of them for like $5 on Amazon. We'll see how that works. I'll let you know if they wipe off as easy as I hope they will. And then that is it for me, guys. As always, thank you again for watching my videos. Thank you for all the comments. I had so many well wishes. For myself, I am back to 100%. The cough is completely gone now. I'm able to breathe and not cough up a lung, and you know, that's amazing. But thank you guys for taking the time to watch my videos. I appreciate all the comments and all the likes. If you are subscribed, thank you for coming back. If this is your first video, please feel free to subscribe if you want to see me again. And as always, take care and happy stitching.